It's my privilege to introduce you to Michael Simpson, to my left. Michael, I've known Michael for the better part of 12 years now.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that our paths crossed. I was working at an IT firm, and you were hired to come in and talk about goal setting, strategy, how to work in teams, and I was impressed from day one. I love how approachable you are. In fact, I bet oftentimes you are brought into conversations that are much more personal than just the business setting, right?
Yeah.
And talking about relationships and how to improve ourselves as individuals. So Michael, we are thrilled to partner again in a truly exciting experience this spring. We started ideating on how could we make this a meaningful opportunity for our community. We're here to present this to you first time. Michael, the Chamber of Commerce and other partners around the community are combining our strength to bring executive level training and coaching to Utah Valley community. And those dates are May 5th through the 8th. We'll be up at Zermatt Resort in Midway, and we've got our pricing and everything, the itinerary all worked out. You can see that on our website. But I just wanted to take a minute and tell you that we are looking forward to having you a part of this event. We're capping it at 50. Michael, tell us what your vision is for what normally is a week-long training that we're going to power pack into 3.5 days.
Yeah, I just think in my 30 years at Franklin Covey, I used to teach with Stephen Covey and Ram Charan up at Deer Valley and at Sundance, and we want to condense it down to 3 days. And within those 3 days, we're kind of looking at, if you kind of think of personal, interpersonal, team, organization, stakeholder. And at the personal level, the most important conversation that you'll have every day is the conversation with yourself. We need to look at our mindset. We need to look at our language. We need to look at our behaviors. From a strength-based leadership perspective, we'll look at emotional intelligence. And a lot of these ideas of whole person, goal setting. And then we're going to move into interpersonal. How am I connecting? How am I communicating? How am I engaging? I love Ken Blanchard. He said, leadership's not so much about what you say, it's about what people hear. And are we being intentional and clear with our communication? All leaders can do good at that. And then we're also going to talk about team building. How do you set good team goals? And then from a strategic organizational perspective, we're going to look at how do you clarify vision and clarify strategy. Most organizations are overmanaged and underled. And I think John Cotter from Harvard Business School says it this way. He says, most leaders undercommunicate their vision by a factor of 10 to 100x. And I would agree with that. It's easy to be micromanager, get caught in the short term, get caught in the day or the week or the quarter. How do we take a step back, go to the mountain, and sort of think about the big picture? On the strategy side, many times strategy is overly complex. Certainly, we want to translate that into a clear, concise, compelling story where you can share your story and motivate next level down and translate that. So second day is really vision strategy. Third day is not only do you need to win in the marketplace with your customers, with your products, your services, your technologies, where you can go out and dominate, compete, and win. Or if you're in a government entity, how do we take those tax dollars, those grants, those donors, the money, and how do we allocate those resources to our taxpayers, our community, and our customers? And so it's a little bit different for nonprofit education and government than it is for corporate, but we'll set strategy on both sides. But then it's all about how do we motivate our talent?
Yeah.
It really comes from your heart, your mind, and your spirit. How do we engage the whole person? So about third day, we're going to talk about talent management, driving performance and values and culture, as well as performance management, where you get it down into performance reviews and conversations. And then ultimately, every leader should be a great coach. Mm-hmm. And those coaching skills, how to give feedback, how to ask good questions, how to listen well. And we have a coaching model we're going to give you that's world-class. And so certainly we're in for a packed 3 days. And then we'll have coaching in the evenings where people can kind of sit down and we can meet, you can meet with a one-on-one executive coach and say, here's some of my issues, challenges, opportunities, and get coached on that.
And networking in between, right? In all of the margins, we'll have time for that.
Yeah, the relationships on the mountain is a big part of the value as well.
We need to rebrand this, relationships, personal development on the mountain. And you won't be alone in this, right? I mean, you're creating the framework, but we've got some amazing guests, your invitation to come out.
A couple of the friends I'm bringing up to the mountain with me is Stephen M. Covey. Yeah. He'll talk about some of his Wall Street Journal #1 best-selling book on trust and Trust and Inspire, some of his latest research on that. We have Shawn Moon. He runs Zero Res. We were colleagues together at Franklin Covey back in the day. And Shawn will be speaking on a book called Talent Unleashed. He's written about 4 or 5 books, but that's one we did together. Three leadership coaching conversations every leader should have. He'll be bringing that book. Sam Bracken is going to talk about the orange duffel bag, the way on change.
Yeah.
Really good on mindset and change. And then we have a couple other pretty exciting guests as well that you're aware of and are good friends with the Chambers.
Yep. So as part of the curriculum, they'll get a book from each of those thought leaders. They'll get workbooks and curriculum, which they actually write, fill out, and part of the exercises to sort of articulate what they've learned. And then we have some follow-up after the summit's over.
A lot of times when you go to a training event on a mountain, it's nice just to kind of hop off the treadmill and just to think about yourself and how you're showing up, and to think about how you're engaging with your team and how you're dominating, competing with your strategies and so forth. And in addition to that, you'll get your colleagues. We're going to assign each of these executives up with a peer-to-peer partner, and we're going to put them on a journey. So when you walk off the mountain, so to speak, you're going to be on this ongoing journey for about 6 months to the end of the year. And you'll be meeting with your peer coach monthly, and then the chamber. But we're going to bring you back here to Riverside Country Club on a quarterly basis. We'll have kind of a lunch and learn, and we'll talk about common issues and challenges as leaders in our local community and how we can become better leaders. Because as we've talked about, the world is screaming for leadership right now. And we're in a unique position here in Utah Valley, but we want to bring it home. This is home for us. And we want to build the brightest and best here and bring the brightest and best together. And really what you said, Curtis, is I want to take a stake in leadership here with the Chamber. So hats off to you. And we'll do that here on a learning journey every quarter.
I think we're the Center for Thought Leadership. There's so much good that's taking place here in Utah County. We invite you to be a part of this momentum and participate in our executive retreat, May 5th through the 8th. Click on the link below. You'll get all the information you need there.